So the goal of marketing is not to sell. The goal of marketing is to generate an opportunity. That's it. Sales is about selling. Marketing is about just getting interest over the line into your calendar.
Hey there, expert. If you're a consultant looking to grow your practice to 500K and beyond, then this masterclass is a preview into some of the strategies and tactics we teach our experts around sales, marketing, and how to create high converting offers and delivery system so they can enjoy more profit without sacrificing their lifestyle. Now, if you like this session, please give us a like, a subscribe, or even comment. Every bit of engagement helps get this message out to more people. Anyway, enjoy the masterclass, and we hope to see you in person, on a call, or at one of our events soon.
Lots is changing in the world of lead generation. Things are speeding up. Things are becoming weirdly more complicated, which is making people, do more than they need to and get less than they want to. And what I found looking at the principles of lead generation versus the tactics of lead generation. And today what I want to talk to each of you about is the principles of lead generation and how you can turn any audience into leads and get more interest. Specifically, we're going to dial into LinkedIn and your lead messages. Now, we're all at different phases of the journey. Some of you are just starting out, and some of you have been with us for a little while, and you would have seen what works, you would have seen what doesn't work as well. And as you understand, the big thing that we want to brand today is that marketing is testing. But there are a few principles to make sure that marketing isn't just something that happens by accident, it happens by design. And getting opportunity isn't something that is hard. It's just something that takes, in some cases, a bit of patience. And so what we're going to do in today's lead message mastery is to dial in some of these principles. And then at the end, I'd love to take some of you off. You can share what's working in your lead message sequence. Maybe if you have any questions about what isn't working, or maybe some ideas about we can give you some ideas about what could work. But let's dive into some principles first, just so you guys have the basics. I would, if I was you, grab a piece of paper and a pen, because what I find is that no matter how much I talk about lead generation in the marketplace, there is always something else that I pick up. And it's often not about adding more stuff. What I find is often a reminder to take things away. So the best marketing is the simplest marketing. But simple doesn't mean easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. And the reason for that is because we tend to trip ourselves up and try to solve problems that don't exist yet in marketing. So wait for my iPad to catch up. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to get everybody to do first, please, is we're going to draw the old funnel. And it should just look like this. Just draw a funnel and then 3 lines through the middle. So for anyone who's not sure what a funnel is a nice metaphor in marketing when we talk about what we call the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. The top is where basically we have the most exposure to the marketplace, but people don't really know us yet. So at the top, it's where people are very cold. They're like unknown. We don't know them, they don't know us. Okay, that's before someone knows you, they don't. So think about any relationship you've ever had in your life. Everything started with someone you didn't know, and you introduced yourself and you became known to them, right? Over time, what we found is that the top of funnel strategy is not the same as the middle of funnel strategy. And what I mean by that is once someone knows you, trying to get someone to know you better requires a different strategy or a different tact, okay? So, and finally, it's the bottom of the funnel. And the bottom of the funnel is where someone knows you and is very interested in engaging with you or may have had some experience with you. So they're kind of a warmer or to hot prospect. Now, this is not a new thing. This is not something that is new. Marketing has been talking about funnels for ages. But what is a good reminder is that not all marketing is built the same, because the variables for marketing at the top come down to two very important things. So before we start marketing, the two variables, all right, I'll be honest with you, there's three, right? First variable is your audience. It's who you're targeting. So for example, if you target doctors versus if you target CEOs, your audience, those two audiences have very different habits, commercial realities, interests, problems, desires. So knowing your audience is really about knowing their needs, but also knowing their behaviors, right? So a doctor's not going to get onto LinkedIn every day, whereas someone who is a marketing consultant will. So that's going to affect your marketing and your expectations around marketing. The second thing is your offer. It's your what. Your what. And your what is like, well, what do you do for that who? What do you do for that who? It's pretty interesting. Like if you think about doctors, what's their big problem? Well, they find it, they're time poor. So your offer might be helping to help them manage their practices using a system or a process or a person or a recruitment strategy. But you understand, like, you've got to know what the problem is at the top. The third thing, everyone, which is really important, this is the most important variable, is you. And you is about how. So like I've seen this happen time and time again, where great opportunities die a quick death because the person who's running the marketing strategy isn't patient enough, doesn't implement enough, and doesn't stick around long enough to see it work. Marketing is not an exact science, but what is true, and if you were to zoom out from marketing for a second, is I want you to ask yourself this question. Is there someone else in my marketplace right now that does the same thing I do for the same people I help, that is making more money and generating more opportunity than I am? And if the answer is yes, then it's not about the who or the what. It's always about the how. How? How are they showing up? How consistent are they? How engaged are they? How courageous are they? Do they take more action than I do? Are they more proactive than I am? Are they more dedicated and disciplined than I am? Are they willing to take more risks than I am? That's the biggest variable out of all of this. So with all that aside, let's assume that your how and how you operate is 10 out of 10. Committed, dedicated, patient, believe that it's going to work. And then what we do is we dial in then to the other two. And so right now in your marketplace, at the top of your funnel, okay, there is an audience. Now we use LinkedIn. We're going to talk about LinkedIn today. So the channel that we're talking about, the channel is LinkedIn. And the reason why we're going to talk about LinkedIn today is because LinkedIn is the world's largest professional business database. As you guys know, if you go into the filters of LinkedIn and you have a look at it, there is probably thousands of people that you do not know. And there is 1,000 people that do not know you. But they are your perfect future customers in the sense that they are in the industry that you want to work in. They have the title of the person that you can help. They're in the location that you can serve. And they have a company, or are in a company, or have a company that is of a size that you want to work in. right? So you tick those boxes and you say, great, out of everything here on LinkedIn, that's what we can control. The other variable here to look at is in LinkedIn, there are probably groups. And the groups would have hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, that would have your perfect future customers in there. Right? So groups are a really good way to find your who. To find your who. So the first step that we want to do in terms of the actions that we want to take is all we want to do is, one, we want to connect with them and we want to introduce. That's it. I'm going to go through the messages after this because I want to give you the principles. We're going to go through the actions and I'm going to help you understand then the mechanics and what works. But I want to give you the big picture first before we dive into the small picture. So once you connect with somebody, it's essentially the business equivalent of me reaching out to Frank at a business networking event. I don't know who Frank is. Frank doesn't know who I am. And I just say, hey, my name's Rana. What's your name? And he goes, hi, my name's Frank. What do you do? So, well, I help consultants improve their marketing and grow their consulting practices. I use LinkedIn. How about you? Frank says, well, I help insurance brokers create profitable brokerages so they can live life on their own terms. Fantastic. Well, then we start to have a chat. How long have you been doing it? And there's a bit of small talk. And then all of a sudden, by talking and engaging, I find out that actually I have a mate that is a broker that Frank probably needs to speak to. But not only that, I'm talking to Frank and I go, hey, listen, I could help you reach more people on LinkedIn because there's 1,000 brokers on LinkedIn. Do you use LinkedIn? He says, no, I don't. Mate, let's set up a meeting. Let's have a chat and I can walk you through how I could help. So we just spark up a meeting and it's as simple as that. There's nothing weird about that, right? It's just, now if I meet Frank and I say, hey, listen, I own a chain of butchers yeah, that's what I do. And Frank goes, well, I help, I help insurance brokers. There's no interest there. Like he's not my target market. I'm not his target market. We're probably not going to catch up. There's no need to connect any further. Shake hands. Nice to meet you. And I move on. I don't need, from a business networking perspective, if I own a chain of butchers, having someone like Frank in my network is not of benefit to me, so I will not connect further with him. It's as simple as that. It's not, might be a nice guy, but it's not going to get me toward the goal that I want, which is to grow my business. Does everyone understand that? That's the important vetting process at the front. It's not about trying to connect with everyone, it's trying to connect with the right one. And then it's about introducing yourself so that they understand who you are and what you do. Who you are and what you do, right? In the same way, you're reaching out to people to say to the right who, to talk about the right what. Everyone is doing the same to each other. Who are you? What do you do? Who are you? What do you do? That is the epitome of networking on steroids. Now, if we want to play the game of the 1990s, you would turn up to a business breakfast, which we've all done, and there's nothing wrong with it. And instead of having access to thousands of people, you'd have access to 10 people. And then one of those people might be your target market. Or those people may know other people and you get referrals and all of that fun stuff. But all I'm saying is at the top, it's just about the who and introducing yourself so they know what you do. Everyone, if you're clear with that, just put a Y in the chat or just give me a thumb up. Is everyone cool? Just put a Y in the chat, just so I know you're following me. Just want to make it as simple as possible. All right, sweet. Okay, good. So then where it gets a little bit harder, the further you go down the funnel, the more people you will lose. And there is a percentage of people that will never be interested. There is a percentage of people that will be very interested. And then there is a percentage in between that will probably need to see you and hear from you a few more times. So, first percent will probably tell you no. Second type of people will say yes. The third type of people will probably say not sure. And they'll need a little bit more time. So if you're not active at all, the answer will always be 100% of the time, no. You'll never grow your business if you never make an offer, because guess what? No one knows you. No one's going to say yes. People will not show interest unless you ask. Now, when you do ask, you open yourself up to scrutiny, right? And what does that mean? You open yourself up to people telling you to piss off, as much as people telling you, oh my God, great timing, let's have a chat. You open yourself up to people who will tell you that you are a spammer and that you should stop growing your business and that you're worthless and that you're the, if I go to my Facebook ads and I look at some of the comments, it's everything short of derogatory, insulting, whatever, you name it. So if you don't have a thick skin, you should probably you need to work on that part of yourself, right? Because that's what business teaches you, is to have a thick skin. So I just disconnect from those people. I don't take it personally because I don't even know them. Why would I care what they think about me? Then I get people who say, not sure, what do you mean? So I can start a conversation, and then you've got a percentage of those people who would say, yes, sounds great. When can we connect? So I'm only interested in the people who are not sure and the people who are yeses. And so what we do there is we boil that down. The whole goal of our lead message or the next message is to start a conversation, to have a chat. It's not to start to make a sale. And I think when you take the pressure off yourself of I've got to make a sale, so you go hard at the sale, the more you go hard at the sale, the less likely you are to make one. The easiest way to start anything is to invite people. Invite. Right? An invitation is like, hey, would you like to should we jump on a call? Think about an invitation rather than like trying to sell someone something. Invite them to a call first. Invite them to get to know you first. Invite to understand their business first. And so that next conversation that we have is once somebody says yes, they move from unknown, and although they might be a little bit like connected to you, if they are connected to you at the top, now they are known to you here because you're moving the relationship deeper. Now you know them because they've identified themselves, they've put their hand up and they've said yes. Now you know their name. And when they book in with you, you might even start finding out other details about them. We call it data. You acquire a bit more data about them, a bit more information about them. They become a warmer prospect. Okay? And all we're looking at doing when we get somebody to have a conversation with us is we want to understand the basics, right? We teach this in our program, in our brainstorm process. But let me just simplify it right down for you. What I want to know is who they are, right? What they do. So that's what I want to know. So tell me a bit more about yourself and about your business. Great. So what's got you on the call? What's going on for you today that you need help with? I want to understand what their problem is. I want to try to find a problem, because if there's no problem, there's no solution. I'm not going to go into sales today, but I just want to let you know this is where we want to get people to, right? So people saying yes. Then we want to know what they want, and then we want to figure out what they need to get there. And then if we can help them, like they have a problem that I can solve, they have a goal that I can help them achieve, and they are interested in understanding how I can help them, then that's great. Then I can move them to the next call, which is where we help them make a decision. But we're not going to go into this part today because it's not where we need to go. Marketing sits between a channel and a chat. That's where marketing sits, between a channel and a chat. Marketing's goal is to book as many calls as possible or to get as many interested people over the channel to chat line. That's it. Just throw balls over that line all day long. And so the action we need to take to do that is we need to send a lead message what we call a lead message, and then a booster message. And the last part, if I was to say something here in the middle of the funnel, is over time you've got every 60 to 90 days you want to follow up. Follow-up message. The amount of people who just goes one and done, no, follow them up. Hey, just checking back in. Is now a good time to talk to you about, follow people up. So when you look at this now, let's go down a bit deeper into some tactics. Connection message, intro message, lead message, booster message. Few myths that we want to bust. The first myth that we want to bust is that your lead message has to be detailed.
Hey, if you're enjoying what you're hearing so far, please like, subscribe, and comment. Getting this out to more people is why we do it, and hearing from you makes it all worthwhile. So please let us know. And by the way, if you'd like more information about the Expert Project, head on over to expertproject.com/launch, where you can tell us a bit more about your business, what you might be needing, how we might be able to help, and book a call with one of our team so we can help you grow your consulting business today.
So your lead message, what I see a lot of people do with their lead message is they add a lot of how to their what. So rather than telling people what they do and asking people if they're interested, they start to go a bit deeper. They start to talk about how they can help them. The more information you give somebody, the more you will require them to understand it. The more you require them to understand something, the less likely they are to engage or respond favorably. For example, it's much easier for me to say, hey Joel, I've got an event next month. It's on how to set up your, how to set up an automated lead funnel. Is that something you'd be interested in? Now Joel knows what it's about, and he can just tell me yes or no. But if it's the same thing as if Joel was a mate, and like we're really close mates. He lives next door to me, and I say, message him, hey Joel, jump in. I'm seeing a movie this weekend. You want to come? Simple, right? I don't go, hey Joel, I'm requesting. It would give me great pleasure to request your company for the forthcoming film that I will be looking to attend, and I would appreciate your company if that suits you. I hope this finds you well, and if this suits you, let me know and I can give you more. It's like, oh my God, no one speaks like that. No one speaks like that. And if you're writing in a way that you don't speak, if you're trying to be corporate or commercial, or you're trying to be professional, you sound weird. Just ask the question and ask it like you speak. So a great thing here, I'm going to say this, and most of you are probably not going to remember it, but I'm going to write it here, is I want you to, when you write your lead message, read it out loud. And if it sounds weird, it's probably weird. Like that's as simple as that's the weird test. So read your messages out loud. So let's go through these together. I'm going to draw 4 boxes, and these 4 boxes are our messages. And then I'm going to take some people off, and we're going to talk about. We're going to get some examples. So to get a message, the whole point of let me start from the very beginning. The whole point of a connection message. Try to write it. The whole point of a connection message is what? To get someone. So I always think about what is the aim of the message. The aim is to get someone to accept your connection request. Why is that important? Because the faster they accept your connection request, the faster you will grow your audience and your potential opportunities. So The bigger the audience, the bigger the opportunity. That doesn't mean you have to target an audience that has 10 million people in it. What I'm saying is, if your marketplace, you have a very niche audience, you're very clear about who they are, but the faster those people accept your connection request, the more opportunity you have to talk to the right people sooner, which means you can grow your business faster. Intro messages, the aim of an intro message is purely context. And what I mean by context is to help them understand, or at least, because people aren't really going to remember, but it's to trigger a need. That's it. It's not to sell anything. It's just telling them what you do and introducing yourself. So a lead message might be, "Hey Lisa, great to be connected. Would love to learn a bit more about you. If you reply back to this, I'd love to learn a bit more about what you do. As for me, I help consultants grow their business using LinkedIn. Would love to talk to you about it sometime. Hope you're well, chat soon." Done. Lisa's not going to walk away feeling like I've just tried to pitch her into my calendar, but she will remember that she might read it. She's got a couple of choices. She can, number one, tell me to bugger off and disconnect. No problem. Guess what I've done? She's helped me clean my audience out. Perfect. No problem with unsubscribes or disconnections. Second, she doesn't do anything at all. She just goes, "Yeah, cool, thanks." No problem. At least I've gone from unknown to maybe known a little bit, right? At least I'm on the radar of awareness for that moment in time. Or she goes, "Actually, I'd be interested to help, oh, you do marketing? Weirdly, I'd actually need some marketing. Hey, Rana, I actually work with da-da-da-da. I'd love to have a chat to you about how you could help me with marketing. We've been exploring this for a while. Please let me know. Let's set up a time to have a chat." Perfect. But it's an organic conversation, just like a business networking event. It's not weird. And then we just have a chat. And that's the next step. But say nothing happens, and Lisa's ignores me, and that's fine. Then the next step for me is to send a lead message. And a lead message is an ask, right? Is an ask. So the aim of a lead message is to ask and get a yes or a no. It's more of a direct offer. Whereas maybe an intro message is more of an indirect offer, because I'm not really asking, it's a soft offer, right? So if I look at it like this, is more, a lead message is more of an indirect offer. I'm not just mentioning it. A lead message is now a direct offer. So, I might go, "Hey, Lisa, just wondering, is generating a few more leads on LinkedIn something that could be helpful for you? Let me know. I'd love that. I can talk you through what we do." It's a simple ask. She knows who I am. She knows what I'm asking. It's pretty clear. It's not that difficult, and it's a very kind of easy ask. It's a small ask, right? If I said to Lisa, "Hey, Lisa, would you like me to help your business grow to $1 million plus in the next 12 months?" It's kind of a bigger ask, which means it's going to probably result in a smaller response. So the bigger the ask, the smaller the result. So if you ask someone, if you want to generate $1 billion, can I help you get your business to $1 billion exit? You're going to get a smaller response, because it's probably too big to be realistic, or too big for people to buy into it. Sounds a bit scammy almost. Whereas if I broke it down to a small thing and I said, "Can I help your business generate a few more leads? Hey Lisa, I've got a few people that will be interested in using your services on LinkedIn. Can I show you how we could help you get in front of them?" It's another way to ask it. Lisa says, "Absolutely." So there's many ways to ask the same question. And then we have a thing called a booster message. And a booster message, the aim of the booster message is just to float the offer back up in the inbox. What I mean by that is with LinkedIn, as you send messages, they cascade down. The more messages people get, it just kind of cascades down. When you send a booster, it pops it back to the top of their inbox. And a booster message is a very short message that just will ask, hey Nick, just checking you got my previous message. Hey Rob, just checking what you thought about my previous message. Hey Rob, did you get my last message? Hey Frank, did you manage to look at my last message? Simple. So, like I say to people, simple doesn't mean easy. And just before I dive in and let people know, you guys, we just open up some conversations and just start thinking of any questions that you guys have, is the thing that I find is that when we talk about our money model, okay, just for those of you who you can identify with this, when you look at your money model, we usually have a big promise in the middle, okay? So the big promise in the middle is usually like a 500K consulting business. Now, if I go out to LinkedIn and I ask people, hey, can I help you grow your 500K consulting business? Hey, Rob, can I help you grow your 500K consulting business? Rob is probably going to say it's a big promise. Now remember, with your money model, as we teach this, notice how on the outside of your money model, we talk about these things called foundations, or they're your main principles. So these things here are effectively your small offers. Now this is really important to note, because as we've spoken about this in the past, what we've done is maybe people have got confused and they think that they've got to go out into the market to talk about this big thing. That's not what you want to do. So when I look at it and I go model, this is ours, model, which is to work on your offer, message, which is to generate interest, money, which is to generate more income. What am I really looking at here? I've got now 3 basic offers, don't I? Small offers. All of those link to the big one. So what I mean by that is, if you've got a big offer, well, the fundamentals, the foundations around the outside are the things that they need in place to achieve that big thing. And so what I look at doing is just having a look at how I can turn them into small offers. So I'll give you an example, and I'll look at how we unpack this now. So 1, 2, 3. Let's look at my 3 offers that I could look at doing. 1, we talk to people about their offers. Okay, cool. So what could I do with a lead message on that? If that's the thing I wanted to go to, I'd say, I'm helping a few consultants restructure their offer so they can generate more interest and more opportunities on LinkedIn. Would you be interested? So I'm helping people restructure their offer to generate more interest and opportunities on LinkedIn. Would you be interested? Okay, that's one offer. The next offer could be, and I don't even have to mention LinkedIn. I'm working with a few consultants to help them restructure their offer to help them make sales easier. Is that something you'd be interested in? See? Simple, smaller ask. Now, let's take number 2, message. Now I could talk about, well, what's one of the ways I help people generate leads? I could talk about, LinkedIn would be great for that, right? So I'd say, hey, would you like help? I'm working with a few consultants to generate an extra 3 to 5 leads a week on LinkedIn with their perfect future customers, or with perfect prospects. Is that something you'd be interested in? Okay, that's another offer. The third offer is about money. Now, there's a number of different ways I could help people generate more income. It could be set up a sales system, set up a qualification process, install our high converting proposal framework. There's a number of ways that I deliver that. So I might pick one and say, hey, Nick, I'm helping a few consultants develop a qualification process that turns leads into high paying clients. Is that something you'd be interested in? Now, I'm just riffing here, guys. Could we make those offers better? Absolutely, we could make those offers better. But what I'm trying to say is, like, there's small things that if someone says yes to any of these, then what I would do is I would book a time to have a chat. And then what am I going to talk to them about? Call one, I'm going to qualify them about what they need. Call two, I'm going to convert them around our full business model and what I do. So what do you need? And here's what I do. So in the same way, I'm just trying to get people over the line. And what a lot of consultants do is they get really built up. They're like, oh, but you know, if I speak to them about, you know, their offer, I do so much more than that, Rana. I do so much more. I can't just say, like, I've got to talk to them about everything. Hey, would you like help creating a better offer, generating a few more leads on LinkedIn, and building a qualification process that helps you turn leads into... It's like, holy heck. Start simple, start easy. Just make it small. Then when you talk to people, people don't go, I just was interested in the one thing that you said. Because after you get them over the line to have a chat, the goal of a lead message is just to get people to say yes. After that, do not take it literally. 99.9% of people never remember what you said, because once you talk to them, you help them understand what they need. So the goal of marketing is not to sell. The goal of marketing is to generate an opportunity. That's it. Sales is about selling. Marketing is about just getting interest over the line into your calendar. Okay, that's a really big point for you guys, because most people make their lead messages like incredibly long, incredibly complicated. So they make these long offers, big offers, and get upset when people don't come back to them.
If you've liked today's masterclass, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and comment so we can hear from you and get this out to more consultants just like you who are looking to grow their practices to 500K and beyond. Helping consultants find their true worth and commercialize it in the marketplace is why we exist. If you'd like to learn how you can grow your consulting business, head on over to expertproject.com. Learn a bit more about what we do, download some more of our free resources, or follow us on social media. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want a direct access link into one of our teams so we can learn a bit more about your business, what you're wanting to create, and how we might be able to help, head on over to expertproject.com/launch. Give us a bit of detail about you, your business, and we look forward to having a chat with you and helping you grow your consulting business. In the meantime, take care and bye for now.